So I am Susanna, and I, at one point, I think was on Team Hamentashen, and then at one point I was on Team Latke, and the other day I was told I wasn't even on a team, so that was kind of interesting. But rather than drop out and sulk and go home, I've decided I'm just going to be here for the smackdown. This is going down, and I'm sharing with you. So as everybody knows, I am the mother of 2 boys. And I love both of my children, though they are different. Though one may be more on the sweet side, and one may be more on the savory side. And one may be more round, and one may be more triangular shaped. Pink triangular shape. I feel that I can embrace them both into my life. So in some ways, I am deeply grateful not to have to pick a side. But I just wanted to be officially known that I am now representing Team Matzo Ball. Because really, if we had to pick between the Latke and the Hamentashen and the Matzo Ball, we would all pick the Matzo Ball. And in honor of my dearly departed mother-in-law, I will share with you a Phyllis story, which for those of you who are older, you know that on a daily basis there was a Phyllis story. So Phyllis used to come here for the holidays. That would be the fall holidays. That would be the Pesach holidays. And she would come for many of the days. And I, of course, have a job. So Phyllis would come to my job with me. And half the time she snuck out in the back and smoked cigarettes with Chris. We learned this many years later. And then half the time she spent in the kitchen with Chris critiquing his matzo ball making. So though tonight is really about the Latke and the Hamentashen, I do just want to feel that matzo ball needs to represent, and that in honor of Phyllis, we're going to think about the matzo ball, because nobody hates a leaden, thick, sit at the bottom of your soup matzo ball versus the light and fluffy, ooh, can I have another matzo ball? So maybe something to think about for next year. Now, I understand that there really are no rules, but there are sort of rules. And I also understand that Rob Gleiser, in his infinite wisdom, scheduled the debate on a night he wouldn't be here. I think that's a little chicken shit, but that's okay. Just saying, Rob Gleiser, you know, if you really couldn't do it, you know, bring it on next time. But he made a video, and do we know how to show the video? Oh, we're going to save it for last. Oh, we're going to save that for last. All right, so Felicia's going to start? Or you want to start? No, we want to do the songs last. We want to do the songs last. All right, so Leanne, are you volunteering to start?
No, I'll start.
All right, she's really been on a roll for like 4 days. This battle.
Well, actually, I think Eric should start, because then I can go in the front.
All right, so Eric, for those of you who don't know, Eric is new to our community. Clearly, he is misinformed from a taste bud perspective, in that he's representing not the matzo ball, but the Latke. Eric.
So my argument about latkes is actually pretty simple. Simple, elegant, beautiful, pure, clean. Here's what it is. What's a latke all about? So one thing. Yeah.
It's about that wonderful feeling of your heart hurting.
Yeah. What's hurting your heart so much? It's not the potato, but it's the
Onions.
oil. Right? Oil. Latkes are all about oil. So my argument is this, and it's really simple. Latke doesn't mean potato. Don't think potato. Latke means oil. Oil. Canola oil, safflower oil, lard, right? I mean, schmaltz, right? Butter, olive oil. All of these oils are exactly what makes a latke a latke. So you take a Hamentashen. Hamentashen is a cookie. What sort of a cookie is Hamentashen? If you had to put it, Hamentashen, is it better than a chocolate chip cookie? No.
Yes.
Is it better than a snickerdoodle?
No.
Better than a peanut butter cookie?
No.
No. Well, Hamentashen on the level of cookies are about like number 40, right? Like a mediocre cookie. But if you deep fried a Hamentashen, right, pretty good. If you deep fried a Hamentashen, since the oil is all about Hanukkah, it's about oil, a deep fried Hamentashen would actually be a Hanukkah food. Therefore, we have no choice but to vote latke. Latkes are about oil, deep fried Hamentashen, raise the level of it, turn a Hamentashen into a latke. You are going to be one happy, happy person. So with that, I say, happy Hamentashen.
Interesting. Thank you, my esteemed colleague.
Whoa, take it off the sweatshirt. Beast mode.
Good evening. Oh my God. I'm so honored that my esteemed colleague, Rabbi Woodward, came out to debate against me tonight. And since apparently I'm the only rabbi interested in discussing the religious implications of my team's food, I want to make sure that we don't reduce our faith-based eating to matters of cooking methods and cooking materials. I want to address in four different categories the religious implications of both the latke and the Hamentashen. Now, I also want to make note that I will not be achieving the upper ground for Hamentashen based on putting down the latke. First of all, because that would be Lashon Hara, and second of all, because I don't really need to. Okay. So in terms of legal considerations, even though Eric informs me that he did attend the Jewish Theological Seminary, he has shown no evidence of such things this evening. So I'll step in on the halakhic frontier. In terms of Jewish law, potatoes are sketchy. The rabbis spend lots of time discussing lots of things about potatoes. They're very confused. You see, potatoes are a confusing food for the rabbis. They don't really know what to make of them. They don't know which blessing to say before eating potatoes, whether it be Borei Pri Ha'adama or Shachol Ni'eh Bifaro. They even talk about whether they count as kitniot, whether they're permitted for eating on Passover. It's true. And they even argue over whether they have to be prepared by Jews for us to eat. So, in fact, we are glorifying this food that we don't even know whether it's truly kosher. Our culture and legal tradition is fundamentally confused by the potato. No wonder all we can do is smash it together and drown it in oil. Hamentashen, on the other hand, don't even appear in the Talmud or any body of Jewish law for that matter, meaning that nobody ever had any question about them or reason to debate them because they are fundamentally perfect. 2, mitzvot. On the matter of mitzvot, on the matter of commandments. We are commanded on all of our happy celebrations to have a fancy meal, a seudah, and these holiday meals are supposed to bring us joy, not heartburn. And in fact, there's another commandment about everything that we do to fulfill a mitzvah. It's called hidur mitzvah. That means making a mitzvah beautiful. No one can possibly argue that the latke and its greasy, heavy, round blobbiness is more beautiful than a geometrically perfect, vibrantly colored Hamentashen. Now, there's another religious consideration we need to take on. Shmirat haguf. Shmirat haguf means taking care of our bodies. There's no argument that fried foods are horrible for you. Hamentashen, on the other hand, some Hamentashen may be less than 50 calories, as you can see on your information sheet there. Hamentashen can be made with a variety of healthier options, but latkes have to be fried in oil or they're not really latkes. When someone tells you about a baked latke, what do? Give me the yes, exactly. And I should say that Hamentashen are fundamentally superior because any religious food that compromises your health is obviously inferior. Lastly, I know this isn't strictly religious, but I want to take a little bit of a Zionist perspective. Potatoes came about as a commonly eaten Jewish food when we were in exile in Eastern Europe. They're an Eastern European folk food. They're part of the fixation of what it means to eat Jewish food in Eastern Europe. They're not even Israeli, hardly. So good Zionists like Hamentashen, because what can you put in Hamentashen? Most of the 7 species of the land of Israel. You can make grape jelly Hamentashen. You can make date and fig Hamentashen. You can even make pomegranate Hamentashen. So if you love Israel, which I hope you do, then you must love Hamentashen more than latkes. Thank you. Do you want to revive?
Two really quick comments. First, I have 4 things. Number one, there is a name for a baked latke. You know what it is? A Hamentashen. And I'm not going negative on the Hamentashen. I agree. Hamentashen are mediocre cookies. And mediocre, there's room for mediocre cookies, right? Hamentashen are way better than Chips Ahoy, way better than Chessmen. Mint Milanos are a little better, but they're like in between Mint Milanos and Chessmen, I think, Hamentashen. Other thing too, one interesting halakhic point. So there's these two brachas. You gotta think of this one. I got like a moment of halacha in the JTS thing. The JTS education for this. So when you have like a raw food, you say shehakol nihya bivaro is your bracha over it, which means that everything came from God. And when you have a vegetable-y food, some sort of cooked thing, you give like a higher level bracha, like borei pri ha'adamah. So normally you have a vegetable, but the idea is you give the highest blessing based on how close to the ideal something is. And with potatoes, so you can't eat a raw potato. It's like gross. I think it might be poisonous, but I never finished reading the Wikipedia article on it. But you don't eat a potato that way. The ideal preparation for a potato is the one that would actually get the blessing, borei pri ha'adamah, not shehakol nihya bivaro. But there's an idea that there's an ideal version of each thing that's out there, and the ideal version of potato is clearly latkes. There you go. I was waiting for something. I have to wait for Susanna. Latkes, French fries, potato chips, they're all the same food. So when you look at the latke, don't think the round, mushy thing that sometimes happens. Think like the perfect, crunchiest, most amazing thing. Even the best Hamentashen next to the best latke, way lower. That's my rebuttal.
All right.
I'm not a rabbi. I did play one on TV one time. Well, from the education perspective, because I am an educator and I will walk around a little bit and do that, but as I attempted to prepare, like I do for every lecture, I looked up about 15 minutes before this. That's your hidden secret about professors. We look it up 15 minutes before. As I looked through and I prepared myself, one of the first things I did was not consult Wikipedia, because I knew Rabbi Woodward would do that. Obviously, he didn't do a very good job. But instead, I went and I consulted and I did my background opposition research. And I went back and I looked specifically at the Pinterest posts of Rabbi Leanne. And I compared the number of Hanukkah-related Pinterest posts to the number of Hamentashen-related Pinterest posts. And what ended up happening
It's going down.
was, especially this last year, for some reason, there was something about Hanukkah that really made her very excited. It might have been a turkey, it might have had to do something with turkey, but what was one of the key elements of your Thanksgiving menu? Your Thanksgiving menu? Leanne?
It was latkes.
Exactly! This holiday that definitely, most significantly represents the best thing that will happen until 76,000 years from now when Leanne is still 29. She's 29, she turns 29 that year, will be the latke and the Thanksgiving aspect of the holiday. Now, I will say as well, there's someone else on Team Hamentashen that has some experience with latkes comparative to Hamentashen. Namely because I don't bake Hamentashen, but I do remember a certain Hanukkah party that you might have been at, where at least one other Hillel staff member said, I made some of the best latkes she's ever tasted. And the versatility of the latke. What kind of latkes did you serve at your Hanukkah, or your Thanksgiving event? Sweet potato latkes. You're not going to make a sweet potato Hamentashen. You're going to use a little basic cookie. While you can fill it in with a bunch of other different things, and I'll get to the filling in a little bit. You can make a latke, different types of latke. You can make a lot of different types of, you have sweet potato latkes, which Leanne made to great success. They look very good. But my key and my favorite, the Malaysian latke, that blends in a bunch of Asian spices and a really good, really cooling, sour creamy dipping sauce with cucumber. Can you do that? What do you dip your Hamentashen into? Nothing. You have a filling. It's not dippable. A latke, very dippable. So I ask you, before I get torn down by this side, and I will rebut later, but I ask you please, respect the superiority of the latke, especially over the Hamentashen. Hamentashen have their place in our society, but the latke will reign supreme over all of the Judaic foods, based simply on the fact that it is fried in oil, and that Leanne really loves it on Pinterest.
I have responsibility to address my own Pinterest activity for whatever incriminating mental bad name that would come to cause. Simply, one pins things on Pinterest when one is in a state of wandering dark and hopelessness. And so the only way she can fill the void in her understanding and grasp on something is by obsessively, compulsively pinning and pinning and pinning and pinning. By contrast, I know exactly how to make Hamentashen. In fact, I almost know the recipe by heart. Because my recipe is one of the most perfect recipes ever. Because I have spent great care and attention and time developing it because I love it so much and it's obviously superior and more colorful and awesome.
So last but not least, I'm actually going to step in front of the table because I need an example. What is a Hamentashen supposed to represent? A hat. Would you like to eat a hat? Can I interest you in a nice slice of a hat from Rome? Or a nice slice of Mogen David hat? Which is probably the only thing that tastes worse than Mogen David wine. So when we talk about the superiority of the latke over the Hamentashen, when you eat a latke, you are not eating someone's hat. That's all I have to say for that rebuttal.
So just to give everyone a little break from all the hot air from the professors and rabbis up here. We're going to have a little artistic deviance here. Please feel free to use your song sheets and sing along with me. I think you all know this song. It's all about it. Is this funny? What? Are we in High School Musical? It's on Spotify's top 100 songs being played in the U.S. right now. So, all right. Wait till they come out, fresh and hot from out the oven. The smell will please your brain. Look upon their greatness that you'll eat. You'll eat them all. 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 Call all your friends and moms, even your buddy. 100 chocolate chips, 100 seeds between teeth. Now put the cherries in, fill it like craters on the moon. If it's too hot to eat with fingers,
Hi, my name is Rob Gleiser. I am supporting Team Latke. I am sure that my colleagues have already provided a ton of accurate information and persuasive arguments to make you guys choose Latkes over Hamentashen. I am here to provide a musical addition to that argument. I'm going to be performing on my mandolin. I heard Felicia has brought a guitar, so I'm already at a distinct advantage because mandolins are way better than guitars. Because can a guitar do this? Yes. Yes, they can. But so can mandolins. So poo on you, Felicia. Poo on you, Felicia. I've written a song for you guys today that contains a myriad of true and scholarly supported facts. Again, totally accurate, totally true, totally scholarly, accurate facts. And it goes like this. So please enjoy. First off, I would like to thank everybody for coming out to the debate. It's really awesome to see you all here. It's really cool. It's really great. Everybody here has come out to see what Jewish food is better than the other one. I am here through video to show you latkes are better than Hamentashen. Everyone knows latkes are awesome and they make me feel happy when I put them in my mouth. Yes, every time I eat a latke, I jump for joy and I scream and shout. Bet you didn't know that latkes will make you smell great and improve your self-esteem. Not like those dumb Hamentashen who are only for people who are stupid and really mean. That's the truth. I'm giving a dirty look to whatever side the Hamentashen team is on. I'm not sure because I'm not in the room, but there's a dirty look if they're over there. And there's a dirty look if they're over there. Alright. Moving on. Latkes will give you superpowers and make you impervious to all pain. Hamentashen will only give you stomach aches cause they're pretty lame. Oh, latke will always love you and never hurt you. And everyone knows Hamentashen only want to desert you. It's a pun! Cause they're desserts. They're a Hamentashen. It's a dessert pun. Yes, latkes are super delicious and shaped like a circle, which is frickin' awesome. Not to mention they are easier to spell. How the hell do you write Hamentashen? I think it's obvious. Yes, I think your decision is pretty clear. And if you choose Hamentashen, then all you guys can get out of here. Don't actually leave, but please vote for latkes. And Hamentashen sucks. Here we are at the end of the song. Thank you for listening to my voice. So please remember that latkes are the right choice. Yes, latkes are the right choice. Yes, latkes are the right choice. Yes, latkes are the right choice. There you go. Deal with that. Hamentashen Gleiser. Out.
Although it was explained.
We've said a lot of negative things about both, and I would like to say I do appreciate your job there because I, for one, will be bringing my wonderful bubby, her prune Hamentashen, because, well, prune Hamentashen do many wonderful things for people, whereas latkes can simply just not match the supreme power of things filled with prunes. So call your bubbies, everyone, and say, go Team Hamentashen and Team Latke too.
Wow. I appreciate that. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming. I want to really thank our wonderful debaters. The SmackDown's been going on Facebook for days. I'm kind of believe that it's over. I think that in honor, though, of the matzo ball, we will not vote. We will not vote. We will not break hearts. We will not allow people to lord it over the losers. I'm sure I'm needed at home. So please stay around. Please come and greet Rabbi Woodward, who's from Tiferet Israel here in town. Martin Rattler from School of Aviation, I don't know, planes. You do planes. They go up. I hope they don't come down until they need to. Alicia, of course, everyone knows if you want her lyrics. I'm sure they're already on the table. And Leanne, of course, who's now going to segue effortlessly into I love Moses! Because Passover is coming at any moment. Beware of flying rubber frogs. Yes,
We've had this,
the boy.
we've had this big war between Latke and Hamentashen. It's been a stressful day for all of us. But can we all agree that we hate matzah?
Yes! Yes! The matzah bread is delicious.
I love pasta.
Yes.